All right, Miss Davey, let's talk about ecology. What is ecology?
All right, so we have looked at the cell. We've looked at the cells kind of come together and they create tissues, and then tissues coordinate to make organs, and organs coordinate to make organ systems, and then you have organisms. Now we're going to look at those organisms in their environment. So we're looking at the living components in the non-living environment. And how everything kind of interacts with each other. So ecology is that study of living things in the non-living environment.
Okay.
When we look at that, there are factors called abiotic factors and factors that are called biotic. So if I tell you one of those is the living, one of those is the non-living, can you take a guess?
Biotic.
Perfect, because bio, we said, means life. So biotic factors are going to be stuff like your animals, your plants, your protists, your bacteria, your fungi. And then the non-living would be more like water, precipitation, the gases that are in the atmosphere. You've got the oxygen, the carbon dioxide, and how they're cycled through. Specifically, we'll start looking into the interactions of the biotic organisms, because the organisms will have specific relationships with each other. So you can have a relationship where you are competing for the same food or living space. You can have relationships where there's a parasitic relationship. So we know, like mosquitoes are parasites, right? They are surely benefiting when they are sucking the blood out of us, but we are not benefiting at all. That's called a parasitic relationship, where one benefits and the other doesn't.
Okay.
There's also relationships that are mutualistic. So what do you think that means?
Both benefiting.
Right, like a mutual breakup. We're both happy with it, right? Mutualism is going to be where both benefit. So for an example, there is a crocodile that will open its mouth because he gets food stuck in its teeth, and there's a specific species of plover that will go and clean out its teeth, and it will not eat the plover.
That is unreal.
Plover's getting a meal, crocodile's getting like a dentist treatment, so they're both benefiting. So that's your mutualism. And then you have some relationships that are purely one benefits and the other isn't affected at all. That's called commensalism.
Okay.
Right? So that would be like an example of barnacles on a whale. They're getting a free ride, but they're not, benefiting the whale at all.
Right. Or they're not taking anything. Well, yeah.
Right. So we'll look at the different relationships. We'll look how those abiotic and biotic factors work together. We'll explore food webs and food chains to see how energy is transferred through an ecosystem. And then finally, we'll kind of take a look at the cycling of materials, and then ecological succession, which is pretty interesting. Ecological succession is where a community will basically start over. So let's say a volcano erupts, right? And now it erupts, we've got pure rock, and we're gonna start over again in that area. That's called primary succession. Eventually, things will grow there. It will start building a community until eventually you could even have like a forest community. Or you can have secondary succession, like a fire comes through. It doesn't completely start everything bare, but it's gonna rebuild from that fire. So that's what we'll look at with ecology. And then finally, we'll take a look at what is humans' role in all of this. Sometimes as humans, we feel that we should control nature, right? That we know what's best. But really, there's been times where we've introduced species or we've eliminated species, and we've really disrupted food chains and food webs. Or just the chemicals that we've used or the pollution that we've put in has disrupted different energy systems. So it's really important for us to figure out what is our role in this.